Resurrection Man number 7, written by Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning, art by Fernando Dagnino. We left off last issue with an Arkham breakout, and Mitch now has fire powers. Cool. So this issue picks up, he is now staying in Metropolis, and he is staying in a very futuristic city, what appears to be a very old-style hotel. And the narration actually makes a point of how that kind of building is being phased out for the city of tomorrow. But he hears that there is some police outside and they have the location surrounded. And Mitch immediately shoots up and he's like, son of a bitch, how did they find me? Oh, God, I got to get out of here. So he throws on some clothes and has his firepower ready to go. But as he makes his way out to the hallway, he realizes oh, wait a minute. They're not here for me. They're here for something completely different. Huh, all right. So he depowers a little bit and starts making his way down the stairs. And as he does so, the SWAT that has been built up outside of one of the apartments, or rooms I should say, explodes, and the SWAT is now stuck in a firefight with a man named Mr. Untouchable, who I guess was running a meth lab in this building. Okay, and as he so aptly points out, the reason that he's Mr. Untouchable is because he has a force field device on that is very, very, very similar to the force field device we saw from, I believe, the last issue, or maybe the issue before. Yeah, it was the issue before, of Mitch back in his days before Resurrection Man. So nothing can get him, and he's totally safe to go around punching people. And Resurrection Man, he sees that, and he's like, wait a minute. I don't remember anything, but I kind of remember that. Huh? Oh, geez. Yeah, no, I remember that now. I was a total dickbag back then. Why did anyone like me? Anyway, that must be the whole reason I'm here. So the meth lab catches on fire and starts exploding out. The building starts collapsing in on itself, and everyone's like, oh no, the stairs are on fire. How are we supposed to get through? And Mitch steps forward, and he's like, everyone stand back, and he uses his fire powers to stop the fire and let everyone out. And as he gets down to the ground, one of the police officers is like, hey, you're that guy who escaped from Arkham. Freeze, I got you. And Mitch is like, I can go and help. I control fire stuff. Just let me go help. He's like, nah, you're not going anywhere, you lunatic. Then an explosion happens. Everyone gets distracted, and Mitch uses the chaos to get back inside. And as he does, he comes up to Mr. Untouchable, and Mitch is like, hey, hi. So you killed a lot of people, and that's enough. So he just starts blasting the guy around. But of course he's untouchable, so nothing's able to get to him. And then Mitch realizes hey, I bet that force field still has oxygen in it though. And he uses his pyrokinesis to light the oxygen inside of the force field on fire. But then he catches himself and he's like, holy crap, I was just about to set a man on fire. Is that the type of person I am? Oh, geez, that's not good. And as he's distracted with this moral quandary, Mr. Untouchable stands up. He's like, you're weird. And then just shoots him half a dozen times through the chest. And as he stands over the body, of course, Mitch starts doing his regeneration thing and resurrecting. And now his new power is actually force field based. It's actually psychokinesis. He's able to make constructs with just his mind. And so he uses it to make a big old fist that punches Mr. Untouchable. And he's like, oh, yes, now I'm able to use my power to get inside of your suit and turn it off from the inside, which he does. And as Mr. Untouchable is basically just pleading for his life, he's like, look, you got to let me live. I set this whole building to blow. We don't have much time. And we see the explosion go off, and Mitch uses his powers of psychokinesis to control the blast and aim it upwards. And while the building is pretty much lost, it's totally gone, and therefore is demolished soon afterwards. Mr. Untouchable was alive, unscathed. Mitch saved him, and he was taken into protection. And then we see Mitch just basically reminiscing I nearly killed that guy, so I need to figure out who I am and what's drawing this to me. Or seemingly, maybe he forgot about everything in the last 6 issues before Arkham. I don't know, hard to tell. Regardless, he's like, I got to find out who the real me is. That dream of the ruthless man in Iraq. Time to go to the library, and that's where we leave off of him. I guess going to the library. while I don't think this issue is as strong as those first 5 were, the 6th issue was definitely the turning point of, okay, now we're doing something, because he pretty much just disappeared. Like, all the angels, the body doubles, everything like that, just, he left that plot behind, and he's going to do something else right now. I hope that stuff comes back, because I was really interested in it, but if we have to deal a little bit outside of that, I'm okay with it. If it's him discovering his past, more or less. But yeah, I don't know. I was super interested in the first arc, and now that we just transitioned to this so quickly, it just kind of rubs me the other way. So it's not bad. It's not a bad arc. I just wish that we had continued on the other one. So this particular issue, I would just give like a 6.5 sounds too low, but 7 sounds too high. So I am going to go 6.5 on it, just because it's so standalone. It's so just its own thing. I didn't really need the moral quandary of like, who am I? What kind of person would kill someone like that? Because like, a lot of superheroes do that stuff. Like, a lot of people just set people, like, they have fire powers and they use them. So it's kind of weird that this is the one guy who's just like, oh, wait a minute, that hurts people. Fire hurts people. So yeah, I don't know, 6.5. It's got something to say. I just hope that it doesn't get lost in the shuffle.